Hey Poke people, it's that time of year and Pokemon Day is here. And we're going to dive a little bit more into what exactly Pokemon Day is and some stuff that we found out. If you're wondering who exactly I am, this is my first video on the channel Hey Zay, and I'm Zay. And I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an introduction of who I am, why I love Pokemon, what I love about the hobby, and what exactly the channel is about. And then we'll discover a little bit more about the actual Pokemon Day itself, some history, and some things we discovered today.
Hit the subscribe button.
I'm a military veteran who works 9 to 5 in the health field and is also currently going to college for my doctorate's degree. I discovered the love for the hobby of Pokemon in my younger years from playing a little bit on Game Boy. Get a yellow version, red, blue. That was my jam. But I also collected Pokemon cards, and collecting Pokemon cards was a big thing of mine. But I really didn't know what I was doing with them or handling them when I was younger. But put them in a binder, the old D-ring binder, the nice yellow one with the Snorlax on it, and kind of traded them and stuff like that. And one day just unfortunately forgot about them until at some point I pulled them out of my grandparents' attic and kind of got back into the hobby and realized how much damage I actually did to them in some of those old binders. But some of the games I never really played, as far as the Game Boy games or DS games and everything generation on, through my teenage years, I kind of missed out on, like X and Y, Pearl, Diamond, Black, White, which I know is a lot of your guys' favorites. But I went back, I played them anyway, and I got a chance to try them out. As far as my Pokemon hobbies go, I actually play Pokemon Go a lot, almost every single day. Even talked my wife into it. A lot of my friends, communities all around. Just kind of nice. Gets people together, gets people out. Team instinct, But I also play some of the other mobile games a little bit too, like Pokemon Pocket. Pokemon Pocket's kind of cool. I play the TCG online, which is definitely useful for deck building and stuff like that. Play a little bit of Pokemon Unite here and there, when I'm in a waiting room maybe. But I do keep up with actually the games on like Nintendo Switch and everything. So Scarlet and Violet I'm caught up with. And then I collected cards. So I'm big card collector. I also play the card game too, so that's pretty cool. What exactly is this channel about? This channel is actually going to be a little bit more about me just bring a little bit more joy, a little bit more news and stuff about Pokemon that people don't always necessarily talk about or feel comfortable with talking about. But yeah, I mean, anyone at any age is into Pokemon. As you guys could see, some of the stuff going on out there is just wild. You can barely even find cards on the shelves, and people are just raving over Pokemon. But it's like a whole thing in its own, But every single video that I actually talk about, and one of the things that is big for me is the Hey Zay content, right? So comments. We're actually gonna do a video and talking about comments, topics on the actual Pokemon scene. Try and keep it Pokemon related. My best friend's a Pokemon YouTuber, so if y'all know PokeGains. But one of the cool things that I would also like to do at the start of some of the videos is actually show off something cool. So one of my pickups recently, which you guys may have seen this online. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of cheated and bought some of the singles of the hits, but not for a lot. A little bit below market value, kind of got lucky. And then I also got this bad boy right here, which poor value, you can't really see. Sorry about the camera quality. But I do have to make an honest disclosure here. Okay, this is not necessarily an age-specific YouTube. Okay, this is going to be a not suitable for work YouTube. There is potentially going to be a few words that are of foreign language or of potential hurtful language here and there, but it's not intended to do so. Everyone's perspective is completely subjective. We're not intending on hurting anyone's feelings or subjecting anybody to anything, but sometimes you just let it fly. So strong language is definitely a warning here. Okay, I'm gonna do my best to try and keep it PG-13, let's say. And then some comments may be biased. I mean, we're gonna talk with some other YouTubers here and there, possibly even post some videos about it if they let us as well. And we'll be going to a lot of conventions like Card Party, for example. I'm excited for that. But let's keep it all relative to Pokemon, okay? But with all that said, let's slide into a little bit of Pokemon Day stuff. What exactly is Pokemon Day? Pokemon Day happens every single year, February 27th. We celebrate Pokemon Day. This was actually the very first day, or the anniversary of the very first day of the Pokemon video games releasing back in 1996, the very first versions of Red and Green. So if you get a copy of Pokemon Green in Japanese, it's very cool, and I'd be jealous. So definitely share it with me for sure. And then a few years later, we actually got Red and Blue, and then eventually Yellow, of course, in the United States. That's when things got real spicy and got the hobby going real nice. But if you do want to see today's Pokemon Day video, I'm definitely going to leave the link in the description below so you guys can view that and get some of the information that I may not cover here. But as far as today's Pokemon Day announcements, I'm going to go over a little bit of the new game. So Pokemon Legends ZA. So it's very cool. I don't know if the main character is going to be the bad guy or not, but his name is AZ. Sorry if I spoiled that for any of you guys. That's one of the main characters in the game. I don't know if he's going to be like in charge of some kind of business or something, but we'll find out, I guess, right? The starters, of course, I'm just a warning, I'm going to name them. Chikorita, Tepig, and Totodile. Kind of weird that two of them are from Gen 2, but I could dig it. I think I might start with Totodile. And then there's also going to be Mega Evolutions, so we'll see how they bring that battle mechanic in there. A new battle mechanic as well. Just kind of like free-floating battle mechanic where they're actually all kind of just out in the wild, similar to like the other Pokemon Legends game, but you could dodge and stuff. So it's kind of exciting, right? And then we're actually getting a very similar capture mechanic too, just like in Arceus, which I thought was kind of cool. Arceus was a very fun game. So with this game not necessarily taking place in kind of back in like the ancient times or whatever you may consider Legends Arceus, it's still bound to be pretty interesting. I wonder if we're going to stay in the city or possibly just explore the limits, or I don't know. We'll see. And they did show Zygarde in the trailer, or Zygarde Cell, I think it was, but late 2025 for that one. So some of the other stuff that we got. So other than Legends ZA, we got Pokemon Pocket, talking about a new set that's supposed to be releasing tomorrow, or the 28th. It's going to be focused a little bit more around Arceus. For Pokemon Go and TCG events, Pokemon Go, we are getting a little bit of special in-game events. This weekend is actually pretty sweet. I like that Pokemon Go is doing this, even though they're charging us for every little thing. They are actually having Unova Tour this weekend. Unova Tour Global. I'm sorry. Because Unova Tour was last weekend. This weekend is global. It's everywhere else. All right, starting at 10 a.m. your local time. And with Unova Tour Global, there's a couple things that are leading up to it, which is pretty sweet. But in the Pokemon Day video, they actually dropped a couple codes for us, which I'll actually share as well. And that was actually pretty nice of them. It was cool. I know it was hard last year to get some of those fusion items or fusion components that you needed to actually fuse for the Necrozma, but this year we'll see how it goes. Hopefully they make that a little bit easier, to be honest with you. With cards, as far as the cards go, one of the cool things today was Best Buy. Even though those bots are still tricky, Best Buy has that drops feature. They're celebrating Pokemon Day. And with Pokemon Day, they're doing a couple different drops. Today was the Blooming Waters, which everyone's been kind of fighting over, hence the crazy videos online. And it's tomorrow that they're actually doing the Pokemon 151 booster bundle. So thankfully I already got myself one of those, but I might have to get some more and share them with some folks who can't get their hands on them. The market is definitely nuts, and I only got lucky once with finding prismatic evolutions, and yeah, that was kind of a hard pickup. But see what I got. One of these. So it's not the Pokemon Center exclusive ETB, unfortunately, which again was extremely difficult to get your hands on. But at least I got an ETB for the sealed collection that I have. So I do collect sealed, I like graded. As far as the single copy cards go, I'll collect them like that and then grade them up on my own, just because I don't really trust many people who already grade them ahead of time there. It's kind of hard to look at. You really got to know what you're looking at there. Another thing, it is important to check PokemonCenter.com, especially on Pokemon Day. The reason why is because you could actually get yourself some plushies. So, and potentially some other things. Today was plushies, at least. So, today they actually had some megas, which I'm sure had something to do with the megas that they're starting to involve in the new game, as well as the card game. Sorry, I forgot that part. They're actually bringing Mega EXs in. So, I know we just got the Terastallizations not too long ago, or it feels like not too long ago, but now we're going to have Megas again. Hopefully some of the new ones will be cool, and it'll play well with everything, and we'll see how things go with that. But yeah, check out the PokemonCenter.com. It's actually going to have some pretty cool stuff. I think there's still some stuff left in stock. I personally got myself a shiny Gengar Mega Plush, and then I'm going to be also getting the shiny Rayquaza. It's like 40-something inches long, and I'll hang it from my ceiling in here, make it look cool. Maybe I could include it in a future video. We'll see. I know it's kind of short and sweet, but to sum up the points, again, this is something that's just trying to bring some extra stuff out there, some extra love. Might have a boring voice. I'm sorry. I'll get better. I promise. But I mean, oops. Just to ask a question to y'all, please. I do want all of you to actually answer in the comments. What exactly is your favorite Pokemon? Let's start with that one. Or if you want to ask something else about the hobby, just remember, keep it hobby related, please. And we'll make our next video about one of those. All right. Give me some content and I'll give it back. Okay. And we'll be doing some cool stuff. We actually got some pretty cool shows coming up with some other YouTubers. I think I might have mentioned that, but that's pretty cool. So look forward to that. And thank you for watching. If you're a Poke person, please hit that like and subscribe button, and subscribe to HDvee.